"I want a divorce." These four devastating words shattered the silence in Martha and Robert S. living room last spring. After 52 years of marriage, raised children, weathered life's storms together, and built what everyone else saw as the perfect relationship, they were suddenly standing at the edge of separation. Their story isn't unique. Late-life divorce rates have doubled since the 1990s, with more couples ending marriages after decades together than ever before. What is surprising isn't that some marriages end after 50 years. It is that so many couples never discover the four simple words that could save their relationship when it matters most. Words that Martha and Robert eventually found, bringing them back from the brink when everything seemed lost. Today we're diving into something rarely discussed: how long-term relationships can suddenly unravel in their golden years, and the four powerful words that have saved countless marriages, just like Martha and Robert's S. Whether you've been married for 5 decades or 5 years, understanding this profound truth could be the difference between growing old together or growing apart. Stay with me until the end, because the fourth sign is something most couples completely miss until it is too late. By recognizing these warning signs early, you will have the knowledge to strengthen your relationship before small issues become insurmountable problems. Now let us get started. Dokan, sign 1, emotional distance. We stopped seeing each other. One of the most telling signs that a long-term marriage is in trouble isn't fighting, it's silence. When couples who have spent decades together suddenly find themselves living parallel lives under the same roof, emotional distance has taken root. This isn't the comfortable silence of familiarity. It is the hollow silence of disconnection. Consider James and Ellen, married for 48 years. They still shared meals, watched the same TV shows, and slept in the same bed, but they hadn't truly connected in years. James would read his newspaper, while Ellen scrolled through her tablet. They could spend entire evenings together without exchanging more than a handful of words. Neither was unhappy exactly. They just weren't really together anymore. "We assumed that after so many years, we knew everything about each other," Ellen explained. "But people keep changing, even in their 70s. I woke up one morning and realized I did not know what James dreamed about anymore, what excited him, what he hoped for. We had become strangers who shared an address." This emotional distance creates a vacuum where resentment, misunderstanding, and eventually indifference can grow. Many couples mistake this silence for peace, not realizing it is actually the calm before the storm of disconnection. What can you do? The answer starts with intentional presence. Set aside 15 minutes each day with no distractions, no phones, TV, or grandchildren, and simply talk. Ask questions you haven't asked in years. What was something you were looking forward to this month? What was been on your mind lately that we haven't discussed? Is there something new you'd like to try or experience? These conversations rebuild the emotional bridges that time has allowed to weaken. They remind you that your partner is still evolving, still dreaming, still hoping, and so are you. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you are here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Now, let us move forward. Dax, sign 2, loss of touch. Physical connection disappeared. The second warning sign of trouble in long-term marriages is the gradual disappearance of physical touch. This isn't just about intimacy in the bedroom, though that matters too, but about the everyday physical connection that keeps couples bonded. Holding hands, casual hugs, sitting close on the couch, or a gentle touch on the shoulder when passing by. Take Margaret and Thomas, married for 54 years. They couldn't remember when the touching stopped. It hadn't been a conscious decision. Over time, their morning goodbye kisses became perfunctory, then occasional, then forgotten altogether. Hugs became rare, saved only for birthdays or holidays. The physical space between them on the couch grew wider until they each claimed their own separate furniture. I hadn't held Thomas's hand in so long that when he reached for mine during our granddaughter's wedding, it felt strange, almost like holding a stranger's hand, Margaret admitted. For that year when I realized how physically disconnected we'd become. Research consistently shows that physical touch releases oxytocin, the bonding hormone that creates feelings of trust and connection. When touch disappears from a relationship, the chemical foundation of bonding weakens as well. Many couples in their 70s and 80s assume this is just part of aging, but the truth is that physical connection remains vital throughout our lives. How can you rebuild this connection? Start small and be intentional. Make a point to hold hands during your daily walk. Sit close enough on the couch that your shoulders touch. Offer a 20-second hug when greeting each other, the time it takes for oxytocin to release. Place your hand on your partner's back when you standing together in the kitchen. These small moments of contact rebuild the physical language that keeps couples connected. Remember, these touches aren't a tease about romance or passion. They're about presence, about saying, "I am here with you," in the most fundamental way humans can communicate. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you are here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let us move forward. Sign 3. Purpose disconnect. We lost our shared future. The third warning sign that a long-married couple might be heading towards separation is what experts call purpose disconnect, when partners lose their sense of shared future and mutual goals. This often happens after major life transitions like retirement, children moving away, or health changes. Consider Harold and Dorothy, who had been married for 49 years. Throughout their marriage, they had shared common purposes, raising children, building careers, planning for retirement. But 2 years after Harold retired, they were struggling. Dorothy still had her volunteer work and social clubs, while Harold felt adrift, unsure of his purpose. They began living increasingly separate lives, each pursuing their own interests without involving the other. "I realized one day that we hadn't talked about the future in years," Dorothy said. "We used to always have some project or plan we were working toward together. Then suddenly it was like we were just counting down days, separately." This purpose disconnect is particularly dangerous in later years, when the question, "What are we still doing together?" becomes more pressing. Without a compelling answer, many couples find themselves wondering if they'd be better off apart, pursuing individual paths in their remaining years. The solution lies in creating new shared purposes, even after the traditional goals of career and child-rearing are complete. This might mean planning new adventures together, taking up a joint hobby, volunteering as a couple, or even setting health goals you can support each other in achieving. The specific activity matters less than the fact that you're looking forward and moving in the same direction together. Try asking each other, "What is something we never done that we could try together?" Or, "What legacy would we like to create together in this new chapter?" These questions reorient you toward a shared future, giving your relationship renewed purpose and meaning. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let us move forward. Task sign 4, gratitude deficit. We stopped appreciating each other. The fourth and perhaps most dangerous sign of a marriage in trouble, the one that most couples completely miss until it's too late, is what relationship experts call a gratitude deficit. This occurs when couples stop actively expressing appreciation for each other, taking their partner's presence, contributions, and qualities for granted. Michael and Barbara had been married for 51 years when Barbara packed her bags. When shocked friends asked why she was leaving a seemingly stable marriage after so many decades, her answer was simple but profound. "I cannot remember the last time Michael noticed anything I did, let alone thanked me for it. I've become invisible in my own marriage." Like many long-married couples, Michael and Barbara had fallen into the trap of assuming that appreciation didn't need to be verbalized after so many years together. Michael did value Barbara. He just thought she knew that, without him having to say it. This assumption creates a dangerous void where doubt, resentment, and loneliness can grow. The human need to feel valued doesn't diminish with age or time. If anything, as we grow older and face the insecurities that come with aging, the need to know we matter to our partner becomes even more crucial. When this acknowledgement disappears, the relationship begins to wither, even if everything else seems fine on the surface. So what are the 4 words that saved Martha and Robert's marriage and countless others? They were simple but transformative. I appreciate you because these 4 words, followed by a specific observation, have the power to revitalize a struggling relationship. Not just thanks or I appreciate that, but I appreciate you because, followed by something specific and meaningful. When Martha was ready to leave their 52-year marriage, Robert asked for 1 month to show her he could change. Each day he made a point of saying these 4 words, followed by something specific. I appreciate you because you remembered to call our son today. I appreciate you because you make our home feel peaceful. I appreciate you because you restill the most thoughtful person I know. At first, Martha was skeptical, but something began to shift as these daily appreciations continued. She began reciprocating. I appreciate you because you still make me laugh after all these years. The tension between them gradually dissolved as they rediscovered what they valued in each other. The practice works because it does 3 powerful things simultaneously. 1. It forces you to actively look for the good in your partner each day. It makes your partner feel seen and valued for specific contributions. It creates a positive feedback loop that encourages more appreciation-worthy behaviors. If you are still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you here. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let us move forward. Looking back at the 4 warning signs we've discussed, emotional distance, loss of touch, purpose disconnect, and gratitude deficit, we can see that none of them are inevitable consequences of long-term marriage. They were habits that couples slip into, often without noticing, until the disconnection becomes too painful to ignore. The good news is that these patterns can be reversed at almost any stage, as long as both partners are willing to make small but meaningful changes. Martha and Robert, like many couples who came back from the brink of late-life divorce, discovered that the quality of their remaining years together mattered more than the disagreements and disappointments they accumulated. At our age, we realized that no one would ever know us as well as we know each other. Robert reflected a year after their near divorce. All those shared memories and experiences, they were irreplaceable. We just needed to learn how to appreciate what we had again. The choice to stay together after decades isn't about obligation or convenience. It is about recommitting to a relationship that, with proper care and attention, can be the most profound source of comfort, joy, and meaning in your later years. So tonight, try those 4 simple words with your partner. I appreciate you because be specific, be sincere, and watch what happens when gratitude becomes a daily practice rather than an occasional event. It might feel awkward at first, especially if appreciation hasn't been expressed in years, but persist. The rewards, a revitalized relationship, a connected future, and the joy of growing truly old together are worth the momentary discomfort. Thank you for joining us today. We love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.